Come on, Annie. Let's go to the movies.
This is the Cinereelists, episode 624. My name is Kyle.
My name is James.
And my name is Zach.
And we're here talking movies, movie lists, and movie obsession for the next hour or so. We're also here to talk Hollywood's biggest night.
Hollywood's sexiest night.
Oh yeah, that was a sexy evening.
Guys, we're talking about the Oscars today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was yesterday.
I don't think the Oscar wears clothes, the statue.
He really doesn't.
Yeah.
He's a
no.
golden
Doesn't need it.
nude
Doesn't
man.
need it.
Fun fact, Zach and I have held an Oscar.
Oh.
It's true.
Do you remember what the Oscar was for, Zach? I don't.
I don't. I mean, I have a picture. I'm sure I could zoom in.
Sure.
Where did you hold this Oscar?
Was it the Warner Brothers lot or the 20th Century Fox lot?
I thought it was Sony.
Sony?
Yeah, wasn't that the Sony lot? The Sony studio we visited in Hollywood,
maybe.
California.
Was it like this part of a tour? Did they like have an Oscar on this shelf? Like, here, hold this. Take a picture.
Kind of that.
Okay.
It was a little museum. So it was, I thought it was Warner Brothers. It wasn't. It was Sony.
Did we go to Warner Brothers together? It probably was Warner Brothers because they had all the Justice League stuff, and
Yeah, what was Friends?
it was Warner Brothers because there was like no Spider-Man, no, you know what I mean? There was no Sony stuff there. It was all Warner Brothers. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. I don't think I would have been excited about touring the Sony lot as I was Warner Brothers.
Sure. We got to see the Batmobile in like all the different versions of it.
Oh, that's cool.
That was fun. And the Wonder Woman costume. Lots of Warner Brothers stuff for sure.
I actually saw the Michael Keaton Batmobile at a car show in like the late 80s.
Nice.
It was pretty
Was
cool.
it a replica or the one?
I was 6. I have no idea.
When was the Michael Keaton Batman movie?
89.
89.
So by late 80s, you mean you saw it the year it was released?
Yeah, because I was living in Colorado. So 89. Yeah. So the same year as the movie, I saw the Michael Keaton Batmobile.
But before the movie came out, you saw the Batmobile.
I mean, it could have been before the movie. Like, I'm sure by that point they were done shooting, so it could have been like a promo thing.
That'd be cool. Were you like, how many feet away from lava were you?
From lava? Oh. No, I was. I gotta find the picture. I don't even know if it exists anymore. Like, they took a Polaroid picture of me next to it, and they put it in like a little card. And I don't think there was a rope or anything. I think I was literally just standing next to the Batmobile.
That's cool.
I have no idea where this picture is. I don't even know if it exists anymore, but it was pretty cool. Yeah.
You should ask around. I want to see a picture of 6-year-old Kyle next to the Batmobile.
I mean, I'll ask my parents, but they'll probably be like, "We gave you all the childhood pictures we could find, so look in those boxes."
They didn't want any photos of you. They just gave you all their photos.
My dad digitized everything like
Gotcha.
a decade ago, so
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
he has no need for physical photos.
Nice. Yeah, I remember us seeing an Oscar, and then for some reason there was like somebody there, and we were asking them questions about it, and then she was like, "You guys want to hold one?" We were like, "Yeah." Do you remember this, Zach? And then she went in the back and came out with an Oscar, and we were like, "Yes." And then we got photos with it.
I mean, if the studio has it, it wasn't like a Best Picture Oscar.
They had Best Picture Oscars there. There was like a little museum of like maybe 15 to 20 Oscars from different years and movies and stuff like that. And some were donated to the museum, stuff like that.
I feel like the one that we held was for like a cartoon or something from
like
a long
short?
time ago, like a Disney cartoon or a Warner Brothers cartoon, probably.
Okay.
From a long time ago.
What if it was for a Disney cartoon?
It wasn't a
Warner
Disney
Brothers
cartoon.
stole it, and
But they had other Oscars there that I don't think were Warner Brothers Oscars. But I don't remember. Welcome to the podcast, guys. This is episode 624. Today, we're going to recap the 96th annual Oscars, which happened just last night. I know a bunch of you were in the Discord, hanging out with us during the ceremony. That was fun. We'll try to do it again next year. And we also had an Oscar picks group going. Little friendly competition amongst the listeners and the hosts of this podcast. And the results are in. And guess who won? Me.
Good job. Winning your own contest.
Let's see the mug, James. Let's see the mug.
Oh, I have plenty of mugs. I don't need another mug. No, I mean, I technically won by a full 3 points, but we're going to give the mug to the next closest listener, which was actually somebody who tied for second place with Zach. The listeners who tied with Zach were Ryan and Robert. And I think we're going to give it to Ryan, right? By runtime?
Is he closest in runtime?
Ryan had a prediction of 3 hours and 38 minutes for the runtime. Robert had a prediction of 5 hours and 26 minutes, and I wonder if his finger slipped.
Yeah, I mean that's a
5 hours.
That's a tough break.
Yeah. I think that was an oversight.
Because if he did mean to put 3 hours 26 minutes, he would be the winner. Right?
You know, unfortunately, we cannot interpret intent. We only need to see what's in front of us.
If I believe correctly, what happened is when you type in the time, you type it in the number of minutes, and it translates it 2 hours. So he didn't mean to press a 3 and he pressed the 5. He added like 200 minutes. You know.
Gotcha.
Oh,
he didn't do the math
did the
right.
conversion wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Details matter. So congratulations, Ryan.
We will be reaching out and sending you a Cinereelist mug. And Robert, good luck next year, I guess.
You get a Cinereelist calculator.
And I just want to say, you guys, James, you were first. Zach, you were second. Mm-hmm. I was not too far behind in 9th place.
Where did you go wrong, Kyle?
Honestly, so I got all the major ones.
Mm-hmm.
What killed me was that Poor Things run for all the technical awards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not anticipate that Poor Things would pick up as many Oscars as it did. And that's kind of what set me back.
Sure.
I liked Poor Things. I thought it was too weird to be an Oscar movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the Academy proved me wrong.
Well, I mean, other than Best Actress, it lost all major awards.
Right. But I mean, it got like production design and editing and cinematography. And I thought all those would go to like Barbie or Oppenheimer. I can put all my eggs in the Barbie Oppenheimer basket. And Barbie did just the one. And they got the wrong song, but it did get an Oscar. So
sure.
Good job, Barbie.
Yeah, a lot of the ones I missed 4, and of the 4, I'd say those categories were ones that I generally get correct. And so kind of bummed I didn't go perfect across the board. Because normally I would get those 4, and I wouldn't get like short and documentary short. You know what I mean? Ones that I'm completely guessing on, I probably am going to get wrong. But things like visual effects and costume design, I can do good percentages on that if you looked at all the years I've been doing this. And certainly animated movie. Like, to me, that was the shock of the night, personally.
Oh, that I went to Boy and Heron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not shocked. If I had like done my ballot right before the Oscars, I would have switched to Boy and Heron because I think it had momentum going into the Oscars.
Okay.
But I really thought that Spider-Man was going to be the movie for the animated feature all the way up until like a week ago.
Yeah. I mean, Miyazaki movies, they seem like a very specific taste. I don't know who votes. Is like the animated feature, the people that vote for it, is it limited to like only people in the animated category?
I think they pick the nominees,
but everybody picks.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just a Boy and the Heron hater, despite not having seen it. But I like don't care about that movie at all.
You can't be a boy in the hair and hater if you haven't seen it. It could be a better movie than Spider-Verse.
I'm sure it's a great Miyazaki movie, but as somebody who doesn't fully care about Miyazaki, I am pre-hating it for sure, just because it took the award away from Spider-Man: Across the Spider-Verse.
I will say, for like the first 3/4 of the night, my should win ballot was doing better than my will win ballot.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that that my shoulds for the major categories were not going to line up with the wills, so I slowly watched that that will ballot drop and drop and drop. But
sure,
for a while, my shoulds were better than my wills.
Nice.
Okay. So overall,
mm-hmm.
what do you guys think of the Oscars this year?
It was efficient.
Yeah, this is the first time in memory that it finished early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I really thought, I think a lot of us thought this going in, when they did that first supporting actress and they brought out 5 past winners and each one said 2 minutes on each nominee, I was like, oh boy, like how long is this thing going to be? But I'm kind of glad they did that. I like they did that for the major acting awards, gave a chance to sort of speak about each of the nominees a little bit, but they definitely seem to trim things on the other end to try and keep things moving along.
I didn't like it.
You didn't care for it. You don't think people
No.
should get the recognition they deserve for the hard work they put in?
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
Like at all. I'm just not sure it's necessary to have 5 former winners. I don't know, congratulating 5 nominees. It seems like a lot of congratulating.
Well, it is an awards ceremony.
Right, but like
that's the deal.
It's a huge honor just to be nominated, Zach. You don't need somebody up there, you know. I mean, there's a lot of people who won't watch this type of thing because they think it's pretentious and it's just Hollywood, you know, back patting itself, which it is.
It is.
But when you like multiply that by 20 more people giving speeches, even if they're only like 35 seconds or however long those things were, it's just a lot of people saying, man, you're the best, like over and over and over again. And it didn't seem like what they were saying was like all that personal. It seemed like it was written for them in general.
Yes, I will say it was written. I don't know how much of the presenter had a say in what was said there.
Mm-hmm.
I did really feel like that some of the presenters, what they were saying felt genuine. Like they were making eye contact. They were talking to the person. Other presenters felt like they were reading off the cue cards. So I'll give you that one, James.
That was the other thing that bothered me too, is they were like looking at the person in the audience, but clearly that's not where the words were.
Yeah.
So they kept looking down because they're on a stage and then looking kind of into the camera and then down and into the camera. And I was like, This is messy. This is not even getting the effect they want.
Man, I hate to disagree, but I think strongly disagree with James on this. I loved it. I thought it was perfect and well overdue to have something like this. Number one, the people giving speeches are like legit famous people, right? So they're not randos. It just increases the star power of the Oscars, right? We're bringing back like 20, 25 Oscar winners.
Yeah, Jessica Lange was there. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them absolutely had personal messages to the people they're talking about, like the people they'd worked with. Like you could tell they tried to like line up people that had some sort of connection to the person that they were talking about. Some of them were more kind of canned speeches or, you know, like poetic, you know, written by a writer. Others of them seemed like genuine. And I think the purpose of an award ceremony is to honor the people being awarded. And so I would much rather the time be filled with people honoring the nominees, specifically that, than like zany things meant to boost ratings.
You don't want more Don Julio tequila messages?
Exactly. Those moments were more traditional, like the kind of zaniness that they have at the Oscars and that I always roll my eyes at and wish they did less of. So they did have the tequila moment in this, but it didn't drag on forever. It was pretty quick. And other Oscars have like them ordering pizza for 10 minutes. And I would much rather spend my time talking about the nominees and why they're there than ordering pizza or talking about tequila.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I don't mind bits as long as it's funny. Like, have all the bits in there you want. Just make them funny. It's when they're not funny, which is the majority of the time, that I agree they can go.
Exactly. The success ratio is pretty poor.
I'll tell you what wasn't funny, though. Sitting through 20 people congratulate nominees, of which 4 were about to lose. I was just like, okay, why are we doing this? This is dumb.
I think Zach said why we're doing this. I agree with you, Zach. I like giving these people this moment. Yes, they're famous. Yes, they're already recognized for being great actors because they're here. But it gives it a little bit more of a personal touch of like, this isn't just some stuffy award show where here's your statue. It's like, here's someone saying to you, this is why I think you're great, whether they wrote it themselves or not.
I think some people would argue that presentation makes it more of a stuffy awards show.
Well, so a couple things. One is, like you said, it's an honor to be nominated, but that honor is kind of, swept under the rug most of the time because they're nominated, but that's all you ever hear about them. This one actually made it an honor to be nominated. Like they were honored to be nominated, which I thought was really cool. And then the second, I really think that this format fixed a lot of the things that myself and other people have been complaining about, which is an overly long Oscars that is not really about the movies or the nominees. It's about ratings chasing. And so a stuffy awards show that's not necessarily ratings chasing is kind of more what I want.
Yeah.
Than something with a lot of fluff that's not really about the nominees and the winners. So I was very happy with it.
I think there's still ratings chasing. It's not as blatant as like the fan award was a few years ago or last year, whenever they did that.
Last year. Yeah, the Twitter poll. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that blatant, but I think putting 20 former winners on stage was a way to get more people to watch. Starting at 7 Eastern time was a way to get more people to watch. Yeah, I think they're still trying to chase ratings. You might have liked these changes, but doesn't mean they're not chasing ratings at this point. If it hadn't worked, they're going to get rid of the 5 presenter thing.
No, but the ratings, this version of ratings chasing is much more in line with what the Oscars should be, right? Like there's no like starting earlier means you can end earlier, which means it's easier to watch to the end, which is a good thing. Like it's not that's not like taking away from the Oscars. It's enabling more people to see Best Picture winner. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm okay with having a good show and that getting ratings. Yeah, I don't know. This seemed totally in line with the mission of what the Academy Awards is supposed to be.
Sure. I mean, if you watch the like 70s, like when they first started televising it, you can find old Oscar broadcasts on YouTube. This is closer to what they were doing back then, for sure. And yeah, there's a reason they moved away from that. I mean, there's a reason why the ratings are dipping, and it has nothing to do with the production of the ceremony. I mean, the production of the ceremony is far, far distant to the fact that people just don't watch live TV anymore or really care about the Oscars in general. Like the hype behind the Oscars in the 80s and 90s were the height, and video games became a thing and other distractions became a thing. And it's just the audience in every medium, including this one, has been fractured. It's never going to be what it once was from a ratings perspective. But they are trying to,
which is in the past, what they've done in the past, like, 10 years, they have these ridiculously broad, like, strokes trying to get anyone they can get, whether they're a cinephile or not. You know what I mean? And it's appealing to an audience that I am not. And this one seemed less like they're appealing to that audience and more like they're appealing to me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now, there's other things that I think are pretty milquetoast. Like I think that Jimmy Kimmel is a fairly milquetoast host.
Yeah.
Yeah. He go ahead.
Yeah. I'd prefer someone else, but like he's fine.
He told some bad jokes at the beginning and then kind of disappeared for the rest of the Oscars, which I was fine with. Like, I don't know if we really need a host. And I know they've had this debate in the past and they've had, hostless Oscars, but there already is an announcer. There already are celebrities that are doing presenting. I don't know why you then need a person to announce that the announcer is going to announce a celebrity. Like, it just seems like there's one too many steps to getting to what needs to happen. And like you can have an opening number, like that's fine. You can bring in someone to do something at the beginning, but then the host doesn't really do anything for the rest of the Oscars. It kind of runs itself.
I do agree with you, Kyle, but there is a benefit in having one person that could be like, make that Emma Stone joke after she won and say like, make sure you rip up the card. There's a benefit of having someone that can say that.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel can say that because he was the host last time that happened.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like,
right.
If there's no host, there's no one to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like part of the reason why some people watched back when the Oscars was in its heyday was to see,
Billy Crystal.
Sure. Billy Crystal or whoever it was at the time. They normally picked comics that were a big deal. And so people tuned in to see that comic and what jokes they're going to tell. Jimmy Kimmel is not that draw. That's for sure. Nobody cares. If we want to see Jimmy Kimmel make jokes about celebrities, you can watch him 5 nights a week on ABC. He does it every night. And so it's just not special. Plus, he's done it a bunch recently. Yeah. And so it's like, who cares? But also, if you asked me, I can't think of another comic that you'd put up there that would really be that big of a draw. That would actually do it. Like Dave Chappelle. He would never do it, but he would be a draw. I would be curious what Dave Chappelle would do at the Oscars.
It would be such a backlash to Dave Chappelle, though. I mean, like they couldn't even
right.
Wasn't Kevin Hart supposed to do it last year? And then because of something he said 20 years ago, they're like, oh, we can't do Kevin Hart now.
Yeah.
I mean, like Jimmy Kimmel is the safest they can be because no one remembers the Man Show.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the Man Show.
Well, I mean, they could have gotten Jon Stewart to do it. I'd watch Jon Stewart do an Oscars.
But like, even he's considered a political guy. Like, I know Jimmy Kimmel made at least one political joke, but I still think Jon Stewart's considered like, oh, he's a comedian for those people. Like he's an other.
Sure.
And Jimmy Kimmel's less of an other.
Yeah.
They're certainly going for the safe option.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you like to see as host? Like your dream host?
My dream host? Honestly, I want to see another actor. Like I kind of liked, I know the Anne Hathaway, James Franco Oscars was a bit of a disaster, mostly because James Franco was not into it. But like I liked Anne Hathaway's energy when she was the host. Or same for didn't Hugh Jackman host one year?
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, he was good. So like I guess I want someone who has that same energy and passion to be there. And that makes me more excited to see the show. Do you know what I don't want from the Oscars anymore?
What?
Wheeling out some 80-year-old to give the Best Picture award.
I was fine with it. It was awkward, but
it's just
he did a poor job.
Yeah. I mean, Pacino did a poor job. Liza Minnelli last year was I felt sorry for her that they put her on stage because she just did not seem to understand what was happening. The Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway thing wasn't their fault, but I don't think they handled it very well either in the moment. And I would rather someone who has like some, I don't know, confidence or cares was to do it versus I know it really feels like these people, these aging actors who they bring in to do the Best Picture don't care to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the Academy is like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we get this person? And like that person doesn't want to be there. And Pacino showed that. Like he came out and he's narrating what he's doing. Like I'm opening the envelope and I'm reading Oppenheimer. And then there's this pause and we're like, oh, that's what won. Like there was no buildup or anything.
You got the vibe that Pacino didn't want to be there. I thought he was just having fun. He seemed enthusiastic about being up there.
Then they need to vet what they think fun is, because that was not fun whatsoever.
Yeah, he was just being silly, and it didn't really work.
It didn't work. Yeah,
I agree with you. What's really funny is, you know who I was going to suggest to be a host was an 80-year-old guy, but I was gonna say I want Scorsese to host the Oscars.
Like, just to, I feel like he would kind of ramble his way through the Oscars in the best way. He just would not stop talking.
I think he's got a really good sense of what makes a good live production.
Okay.
And so has that in his mind. His brain's still very much there. He's a quick thinker, a quick talker. He's funny. He's smart, and I think he could do a good job. And
it's the only way he'll ever get on the Oscar stage anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
My dream casting would probably be Aubrey Plaza. I think she'd be amazing, and she could roast people, and they would be fine with it.
Maybe for the Golden Globes, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
You don't like Aubrey Plaza?
No, I do like her, but if there's a certain type of like comedy that like Aubrey Plaza would do, or who's the guy that always does the Golden Globes and like apparently says the craziest things?
Oh, Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
Like those kind of people, it's like it's so roasty that I think it just deserves it to stay with the Golden Globes rather than the Oscars.
Because that's a more casual environment than the Oscars.
Yeah, there's a lot of alcohol flowing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think with her dry sense of humor and her like, I don't care about this attitude, I think it could be funny. Especially like what if they paired her with like Nick Offerman and they were just like goofy and silly through the whole thing. In between the bits of seriousness where we got 20 actors now giving speeches.
I like Tina Fey and what's her name?
Yeah.
Amy Poehler together.
Yeah, I like that year too.
Yeah.
Just do duos. Do like comedic duos for a little while and see how that goes.
Oh, Steve Martin, Martin Short.
Yeah. I don't think
great.
Steve Martin cares to ever do it, but
I'm just saying that would be a good duo. What didn't Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin do it a couple years ago?
I think Steve Martin did it, but I don't think it was a couple years ago, maybe like 15 years ago.
Okay, sorry.
More.
There's two time frames. There's like after 2020 and before 2020. That's all I know now. So
sure.
Yeah, okay. Like a decade ago. Wasn't it like Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin? I thought they were co-hosts.
I don't know. I don't know when Steve Martin Oscar host. Let's see. 2003 was Steve Martin. 20 years ago.
All right. What about, I swear Alec Baldwin hosted with someone. So look that one up.
Alec Baldwin Oscar host. 2010, Steve Martin and Alec Baldwin.
Okay, there we go. 15 years ago. My bad.
But I don't know if he hosted it the whole way through, Steve Martin.
I thought they were co-hosts.
I don't know.
James, what makes you say that? I'm just curious.
Seems too recent.
Just 15 years ago.
Yeah, recent.
Okay, I don't understand what you mean by that. You just say recent.
It wasn't 15 years ago.
It was 2010?
Yeah.
Okay, it's 14 years ago. Sorry for rounding up by a year. My bad.
We're barely into 2024. It was more like 13 years ago.
No, because it was March of 2010. It is now March of 2024. It was 14 years ago. They don't move around when the Oscars happen.
You're right.
Guys, get out your calculator, Cinereelists calculators.
All right.
How about Dave Grohl? Dave Grohl.
No, Dave Grohl wouldn't do it.
If they asked him, he would totally do it.
He does everything. That guy does not say no to anything.
He does every BuzzFeed video. You don't think he's going to do the Oscars if they asked him to host?
I don't know.
I would want a movie-related person, though.
Yeah. Jack Black. Has Jack Black ever hosted the Oscars?
Absolutely. I would do Jack Black.
Yeah.
He'd be amazing.
He'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
and everybody loves him.
Right. Get Kyle Gass to join him on stage. The little Tenacious D thing. They could do like a Tenacious D style song at the beginning, talking about all the movies that came out. This thing writes itself.
And he's very unproblematic.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be there for that.
Yeah.
Other things I liked about the show.
Yep.
I really liked Ryan Gosling's performance of I'm Just Ken.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And I enjoyed that quite a bit.
I enjoyed the surprise / cameo in that song.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are we going to do when Slash dies? I mean, who's the go-to cameo guitarist?
Dave Grohl.
Is he considered a top tier guitarist? I mean, I know he's good, but he's not known for his solos like Slash is.
For like shredding? Yeah. Who is your living shredder? I mean, like Kirk Hammett is not a household name.
Right. Only Slash is.
Yeah.
He's getting up there.
Do you think he wears a wig?
He definitely dyes his hair. I don't know anybody his age that has jet black hair like that.
Or is it a wig?
That's a wig.
Could be a wig.
It could be a wig. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not faulting the guy for it. I'm just curious. Like he's got to be in his 60s.
Sure. Absolutely. I loved Godzilla -1 winning best special effects.
Yes.
That was great. It wasn't my pick on my ballot, but it was fun to see people really excited about getting an Oscar. You know what I mean? Like not holding their composure at all or trying to put up a face that like this is how I'm supposed to act when I get an award. They were just like giddy. It was clear that they were giddy.
Zach, you really like that they brought miniatures of Godzilla on stage with them.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. They all had their little Godzilla statues with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really fun. Emma Stone seemed completely surprised that she won. Do you think she was surprised, or do you think she's just a good actress?
I think she was surprised. Like, what did you guys think going into that? I know we made our predictions like a week or two before the Oscars, but then going into it, did you think it was more going towards her or Lily Gladstone, the Best Actress award?
I had put Lily as the person I thought was going to win. I don't know if I had paid attention to the like near buzz going into it,
because she won the SAG and the BAFTA also. Like she had won the last 2 major acting awards. So there's a thought that maybe like momentum was. I don't know how momentum works in these things or like when people vote, but it seemed like she was starting to clean up.
Yeah, I mean, early, I believe Emma Stone won a couple, and then Lily had been winning recently. Right. And so the general thought was that it was probably Lily, but there's a chance that Emma could take it. So on my ballot, I went Emma. I lucked out on that one because I could have just as easily picked Lily for sure.
If anyone's watched the Curse, it's really like life imitating art, imitating life, with her beating Lily for the Oscar.
Oh yeah, that's a good. I didn't make the Curse connection, but
yeah.
I
didn't think about that. Yeah, her acceptance speech too was like charming. She seemed very in the moment, I would say. I don't know if that's just the shock of winning, like Zach was saying, or if it was just that she was able to be in the moment. I don't know. That seemed genuine.
Let's say hypothetically, you guys are up for a major award.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you mean hypothetically?
Do you prepare a speech?
Yeah.
You do. Okay.
Because otherwise you'll get up there and you'll sound like an idiot.
At least have a list of things that you need to say, especially if you need to thank people. Like, you should have that list. Otherwise, you're going to forget somebody.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure in the moment you can't
plan, but
yeah.
Or like go up there and be genuine for like 10 seconds before you go into your speech. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to immediately go into something you planned.
Right.
Like soak it up and babble for a little bit, but then actually thank who you need to thank.
Oh, so you mean pull a Davine Joy Randolph?
Yeah.
She got up there, soaked it in for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that's reference.
She won Best Supporting Actress.
She won Best Supporting Actress.
Who was it?
Davine Joy Randolph.
Davine. Is that how you say her first name? Davine?
Yes, I learned that last night. It's not Davine.
It's not
Davine.
I thought it was Divine.
Davine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
like she was generally, I don't know if she was shocked or just overwhelmed with emotion, but
I think she was overwhelmed. I think it was clear she was probably going to win.
True.
But when they actually call your name, I'm sure it's a whole different thing, especially if you've just done like 3 months of the circuit.
Yeah.
And 3 months of people telling you you're going to win. And you're like wanting to believe that, but like you don't want to not win then. You know what I mean? After winning everything else. I don't know. I can imagine it's a roller coaster for sure. Especially when you're like an actress that's not really in the public spotlight very much.
I remember
listening
a working actress.
Mm-hmm.
I remember listening to a podcast episode once where a celebrity therapist talked about how lots of people that win Oscars go into like a existential crisis for a few months afterwards, where like it's a mixture of imposter syndrome and like I have no more mountains to climb, like at the same time, kind of a thing.
Sure.
I always think that's interesting. Whenever someone wins, I'm like thinking through like, is this a blessing or a curse for them right now for the next couple of months?
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed the speech from the best documentary feature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 20 Days in Mariupol. Yeah.
From a relatively like politics-free ceremony, I thought his was like appropriate because he's from Ukraine. It's the first time Ukraine has ever won an Academy Award.
Mm-hmm.
And it is at this moment where his country's like under attack, you know? And I thought he used the moment well.
This is, I'm not trying to sound cynical, but it seems like if you want to win a best documentary feature award, you have to make it about Russia.
Has that been the pattern?
I mean, other
No,
documentaries have one that aren't about Russia.
Well,
I understand what you're saying.
I think about like Navalny, and then there's the one about Syria from a couple years ago, which I know Syria was more Russian adjacent, but they're definitely
sure.
involved.
Putin's definitely been a bad boy lately.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of good documentaries made about him recently.
I guess I'm just saying it seems like the easy button is like, let's just make a documentary about how bad Putin is.
Sure.
You say easy, but I would say also risky. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's Navalny doing these days?
Yeah.
Not good.
Not
Sad.
great.
Was there okay? So you guys liked the acting awards process this year. Was there anything that you didn't like?
Well, I talked about Al Pacino and the old.
Al Pacino. No olds on stage.
Yeah,
No.
he didn't even run down the nominees for Best Picture before he read it.
I'm not sure they do that anymore.
I would like them to do that.
Right, they still used to. Like obviously throughout the ceremony they'll feature them. And then
Right.
I remember them being like, I'm here to present Best Picture. The nominees are, and read them one. I know it's 10 of them, but give them at least one more time.
I'm curious. I'll never do this, but maybe if somebody wants to, I want to see last year's ceremony and see if they went through all 10. Because I feel like they did the little snippets over the course of the presentation, and then I'm not sure they read it at the end. But they had a better presenter who like built suspense better and didn't, fumble.
No, they had
moment.
Lady Gaga, who was helping Liza Minnelli get across the finish line. That one.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, who would you rather have? Like some young buck? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, Lady Gaga was just fine presenting that on her own.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing against Liza Minnelli personally. She does not seem like a physical or mental state to be in that scenario.
Sure.
I'm a big fan of bringing back the people who won last year to present this year. So like next year, if it's, Cillian Murphy or Christopher Nolan doing the Best Picture announcement, I think that makes total sense to me.
Because that's the tradition for the asking actor nominations is to bring back the previous winner to do the
Yeah, if I won an acting Oscar and then the next year they're like, oh, it's going to be you and 4 other people, I'd be like, what's up? Why you change the tradition on my year? I get to come out and give the next person.
I don't think you should take it personally, James.
I would take it personally.
Yeah, you'd be up there with like Sally Field. I mean, like it's awesome.
Because James just won Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah,
He's as present.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's his most likely.
Anything else we didn't like?
I was disappointed with Iron Man's speech. He seemed all over the place.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe Robert Downey Jr. is a little too comfortable in a room full of Hollywood people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't seem nervous at all, and it kind of comes off like kind of jerky.
Yeah.
and full of himself, which he probably is. But I don't know, maybe tone it down a little bit and soak in the moment. And I don't know. Probably not his style.
I didn't care for Jimmy Kimmel making fun of Robert Downey Jr.'s past drug and jail issues.
I don't think he was going to, and then they riffed a little bit, and then he got into dangerous territory.
Yeah, well, you could tell that like Robert Downey Jr. was like, okay, let's wrap it up here, move on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of famously doesn't like being asked about it or having it brought up.
I mean, like, but I think at the same time, he's also that shouldn't be what defines him. Like, it was what defined him, and then he created a whole new career 20 years after all that happened.
Right.
So, like, is it a part of his past? Yes. Is it like, hey, remember when you went to jail for all that cocaine? Like, okay, that was like, I'm Iron Man. I've done more better. I've done other things than that.
Yeah, and have you guys ever seen the videos of like interviewers asking me about it? And he'll be not excited about it. They're pretty great videos. There's like a compilation of him just like practically walking out on 4 or 5 interviews because somebody asked him about his drug past, and he's like, that has nothing to do with anything that we're here to talk about. And
there's nothing new to say about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And he has far less patience when it's a nobody reporter compared to when it's Jimmy Kimmel live at the Oscars. That's for sure. What's
he gonna do? Slap him?
No, I just mean he rolled with it well, I would say, last night. I really didn't like the Flamin' Hot song. I felt like that was a pure waste of 3 minutes of my life.
It was not a good song.
It wasn't a good song. It wasn't a good performance. The girl who sang it, you know, I'm sure she's a great person, but she didn't move. She literally stayed in one spot, didn't pick up a single foot the entire time. I don't know if it was a dress thing or what, but I was like, what are we watching? This is like, you know, America's Got Talent level production, which is not good, I would say.
What'd you guys think of the John Cena stunt?
I thought it was funny because it was weird enough. Like at first I thought the joke was going to be that he was just going to be poking his head from behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he came out and he was, I mean, that was not a large envelope he was holding.
Right. Maybe give him a bigger
It was
envelope.
a large envelope. No, I mean, that was a very large envelope.
Okay, it was, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like it was to his belly button. Like, that envelope was below the belly button. Where I was starting to wonder, like, how naked is he?
Sure. I was wondering that too.
Yeah. Which I think I sent you guys on Discord the answer to how naked was he.
Was he naked?
No.
He had a modesty pouch on the front and a cover on the back.
Okay. That's pretty naked.
I mean, yeah, if you look at the pictures, he's naked minus those 2 pieces.
Hmm.
And I think those are more probably in case there was some snafu, he wouldn't just be out there. They're not going to put a naked guy on stage.
Sure. It was fine. It's a little risque, though. I mean, I don't know. He's nearly naked. He could have used a bigger envelope.
Yeah. I was glad my daughter was asleep and not watching the Oscars with me.
Mm-hmm.
Galen thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah. But it was appropriate. And like when he announced that he was doing the award for best costume, that's actually pretty funny. I mean, it was appropriate for the joke, I thought. Mm-hmm. John Cena, man, really great theme song, right? One of the all-time greats. His wrestling theme song.
Mm-hmm.
What's his wrestling theme song?
Dun, 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 dun. We can't play it because it'll get claimed. But
it's not a pop song though. Or
no. It's his own little riff.
Okay, I'm not familiar. I don't watch wrestling,
fantastic.
So okay.
Well, cool. I'll send you a clip.
Okay.
But and obviously, like he works out, whatever, right? So I'm not. This has nothing to do with like how fit he is. He's just such a strange looking person.
Are you talking about like his face?
His face and his hands. Like I started watching Ricky Stenicki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just can't get over how inhuman he looks. Like he doesn't look human to me. Like he looks like an alien in a human suit.
Okay.
Like I don't know. His face looks so strange, and then his arms are almost like disproportionate. Like the length of them is like stubby, and his like hands are like bigger than they should be. I don't know. It's just I just get uncanny valley every time I see him. Ever since Suicide Squad 2. I haven't been able to handle him.
Peacemaker, when he played Peacemaker?
Yeah.
He used to look kind of normal for like a muscle guy. And then at some point, he just blew up. For sure.
Now, that said, mad respect for the guy, because apparently he's like the #1 Make-A-Wish Foundation guy. Like he will do anything for anybody, and I think that's awesome.
What if John Cena hosts the Oscars?
I'd have to look at him the whole time. That's 3 hours of looking at him.
Okay, but aside from having to look at him, like I think he could actually. He's charming and funny enough. I think he could pull it off.
Yeah, I'd still more than a comic or like a wrestler. I'd still rather a movie person do it. But I get the point.
Yeah, he's a movie person.
I mean, yes, apparently he is.
Might as well have The Rock host it.
No, I like The Rock as an actor, and I like The Rock as a person. But every time I see The Rock like in public, it just seems so disingenuous. Like he's playing nice guy. Like I don't know. Maybe he really is a nice guy, but his nice guyness comes across as like an act.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
Or like he's trying too hard to be nice. I don't know.
All right. What about Tom Hanks? How do you say no to Tom Hanks?
I would watch a Tom Hanks, but I think he's probably too old.
They can wheel him out.
Too old, not funny enough naturally.
In 15, I think he's funny enough naturally. But in 15 years, he's going to be given the Best Picture Award. 2040 or 2039. Sorry, James. Mark your calendars.
That was the only other thing I had in my worst moments category is just the writing in general, like the writing for the other celebrities when they came up and needed to say something. Anytime you could tell they were reading it off a prompter, I was like, man, who writes this crap? It was so bad. All the jokes were so bad.
The Melissa McCarthy, Octavia Spencer bit was
really
painful,
flat,
almost unintelligible. I would say.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Saying.
Like, are they trying to joke about Chip Endales versus the dancing? Like, I didn't even get the joke, and they were trying to spell it out for me.
Right. It was bad through the whole thing. Got to get Bruce Vilanch back. Clearly,
is he still alive?
I don't think so.
Okay,
but those were the days.
Memorial Center Square.
Anything else? Favorite moments or worst moments? There were some records that were set. Do you guys want to hear some records that were set last night? All right.
Got to.
These are some firsts. Oppenheimer was the first Best Picture winner in more than a decade to earn over $100 million.
Oh, wow. In more than a decade.
What was the last movie to do that won Best Picture?
I don't think Avatar won Best Picture.
Okay. So you've eliminated one movie out of 350,000.
We said it was 10 years ago.
Or how many movies have won Best Picture? 96 now. So
yeah, but you
95
said
other guesses.
You said in 10 years. I'm trying to think what won Best Picture in 2013, and that wasn't 2013. Wasn't Argo?
Didn't necessarily have to win in 2013, but it's been at least 10 years.
Argo?
Your guess is Argo?
Yeah.
What about The Departed?
Nope, it's Argo.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It is Argo. Oppenheimer. Its win marks the first time that a film took Best Picture, Actor, and Supporting Actor since what movie in 1960?
Really?
The Apartment?
Nope.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh, that was loud.
Yeah, super loud. Lawrence of Arabia.
1960. That's a stretch.
Oh, we're done guessing, by the way.
Yeah,
I'll give you a
that's-
hint. This is a very long movie, and some would call it epic.
Ben-Hur?
Correct.
Oh, because Ben-Hur is a 1959 movie in the 1960 Oscar. Oh, jeez.
Ben-Hur.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Cillian
up.
Murphy became the first Irish-born actor to win the Best Actor award.
Really?
Never happened before.
It's Killian.
Cillian Murphy. You're right.
I liked the silly Ann joke. I thought that was funny. That was a good one.
Diane Warren further solidified her record for the most nominations in the Best Original Song category without a win.
So what other Diane Warren songs are there? Because people seem to know this name, and it's
Diane
not a household
Warren?
name to me. Yeah.
I think she's just like a famous songwriter.
Like for movies specifically?
Do you want to know?
I
Do you
think
really
she-
want to know?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you really,
I'll tell
really
you.
want to know?
Tell me
she
what I
wrote-
want,
you can't.
what I really,
You can't
really
turn
want.
this off.
She wrote music for Mariah Carey, Cher, Beyonce, Leanne Rimes, Michael Bolton, all kinds of people.
Okay, so she's a famous songwriter.
NSYNC. Yes, Celine Dion, Alice Cooper, Milli Vanilli. She wrote "Blame It on the
Okay.
Rain" for Milli Vanilli.
Here's some songs that she's written. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Yep.
let's hear it.
Can't Fight the Moonlight.
Oh, but
What?
Leanne
Leanne
Rimes.
Rimes.
Yep.
Unbreak My Heart. Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton.
Rhythm of the Night.
I don't know who sings that one.
DeBarge.
Okay.
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing for Aerosmith.
Which was originally written for Celine Dion.
Yeah, and then they switched it to
Say
Aerosmith.
so.
If I Could Turn Back Time, Cher.
Oh, that's okay.
That's a good one.
So many.
Okay, so she's a well-known songwriter.
Right.
And
so well known.
Flaming
She's
Hot's
been
the best she can
nominated.
do.
She's been nominated 15 times without a win.
But never won.
Right. That's a lot.
And she's not gonna get for Flamin' Hot songs.
Right. This year, Mark Ruffalo became the record holder for the living actor with the most nominations in the Best Supporting Actor category without a win. All right. He's been nominated 4 times, never won. One of them's Poor Things, clearly. What are the other 3?
What's the one about the Boston clergy abuse? Scandal.
I'm going to give it to Kyle. It's
Okay.
Spotlight.
Spotlight, thank you.
There's 2 more.
Zodiac?
No.
Is he in Zodiac?
You guys could possibly get one of these 2. So if you get to there, I'll give you the last one because you're never going to get the first one.
I forget what it's called. It's like a drama. It's something, the title's something like Now You See Me.
No. Is it The Kids Are All Right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's it.
Kyle got the one I thought
Yeah.
wouldn't be gotten.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay.
Okay. There's only one more. This was maybe 6 years ago. It also starred a certain The Office star.
Never seen it.
The main star from The Office. Stars Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. Oh, Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher. Yes. Kids Are All Right, Foxcatcher, Spotlight, and Poor Things. He's lost for all those, but was nominated. The Zone of Interest became the first UK production to win the Oscar for Best International Feature.
Nice.
UK has never won. The Boy and the Heron became only the second non-English movie ever to win the Best Animated Feature award.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Right. The previous non-English movie that won was also a Miyazaki movie.
Was it Spirited Away?
It was Spirited Away.
Good guess.
Billie Eilish and Phineas now hold the title of the youngest 2-time Oscar winners in history across any category.
Can I say that I don't get Billie Eilish as a singer?
I mean, you can say that.
Yeah, I do. It's like maybe it's just because I grew up in a different, definitely because I grew up in a different time of singing, but like she's just so breathy. And like, I guess I personally just like a little bit more oomph and diaphragm behind the singing.
Okay.
But, you know, I realize that I am not one of the youths anymore, and tastes change.
I saw an interview with her where she described one of her songs, and she said she upped the breathiness in it, and she sang both versions without the breathiness and with, and it was way better with the breathiness.
Really?
So I don't know. Yeah.
So I guess my question is she then a good singer, or is she a good breathy? Like, does she hide?
Yeah, she's a
does
good
she
singer.
hide her lack of talent with breathiness? Is my question.
Lack of talent?
I
No,
don't
she's
know.
a good singer.
I'm sorry. That's a hot take. I don't think she's untalented.
Obviously, if she can turn it on and off, then it's a style to her. Like she's
Okay.
intentionally
But
doing it.
Zach seemed to sound like when she turned it on, or when she turned it off, she wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't that she wasn't good. It's just it suited the song.
Oh, okay. You're saying stylistically, the song was
Yes.
better if it was
It was
breathy.
a choice. Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious to see her like in a decade when she's like maybe like moving on from this whole breathiness, and what else can she do?
Can I ask a music question?
Yeah, please.
So okay, you know, like some people when they sing, like let's say I forget what the word is, but like they might like not pronounce everything they say and like really kind of like mumble it, draw it out, and that's
Yeah.
a style of singing. What's that called? Curving or swerving or cursive singing?
Sure.
Cursive singing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like obviously an affectation, right? Like these people, that's not their actual singing voice, but it's the style that they tend to sing in because they're going for something, right? It's an affectation. Is all of singing an affectation, like in one way or another? Like, is everyone putting on a singing voice, or 90% of them putting on a singing voice?
So I think as a singer, I'm not a singer. I'm a instrumentalist. So I'm going to use my best knowledge here because we had to dabble with some of this in music school.
Yeah.
A lot of singing is this extension of vowels, right? Because you can't hold a consonant. That makes sense, right? So
I can hold a consonant.
Okay, yeah. So, right. So there's a lot of emphasis on vowels. So I think the stylistic choice is how much do you enunciate the consonants. So if you look at like Broadway singers, and that's a style choice where they really enunciate all those consonants because they're trying to use the music to tell a story, right?
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you might look at a pop star who is maybe there's some meaning to their words, but they're also going maybe more for just like the vibe of it. And in that case, they might be using less enunciation on their consonants, and it's kind of more of that cursive style where it's more the vowels, because the vowels are where you can get the different timbres, where you can get like the drawn out sounds.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like I do not consider myself a good singer, like at all. But if I pretend to sing like a singer, I think I sound way better. And it's just like, oh, I'm just like acting like a singer, and then you sound better.
Well, I mean, but I think, if you listen to music from the last 100 years, like there's different eras of different styles of singing. So I think it just kind of depends on what's in vogue at the time.
I gotcha.
I don't really have an opinion on Billie Eilish's singing, but I told Zach this. I'm over those two. I don't need them on my TV anymore.
I don't think they're going anywhere, James.
I know, but I'm done with them.
Okay.
I got what I need.
I do think the Wrong Barbie song won Best Song.
I'm just Ken is a fun song, but I think the song that won is a better, more lasting song. It's not a novelty song. I'm just Ken is a novelty song. I'll say it.
So is Blame Canada.
Yeah. Did that win? I don't remember.
I don't remember if Blame Canada won or not.
Right. Okay, the final first.
Yeah.
Unless you have something, Zach.
Would you watch a Weird Al hosted Saturday or Oscars?
100%.
Oh my goodness.
I'd probably rewatch it.
Yeah, like his opening skit could just be a parody about all the. Oh yeah. Okay. What about Weird? Now you can't have Weird Al and Jack Black. That's too much talent.
They should have, when he was alive, they should have had Paul Rubens do it. That would have been awesome. He's probably too problematic, but it would have been good. Okay, final first, and this one
surprised
me. Killers of the Flower Moon was nominated for 10 Oscars last night, and it didn't win a single one, which is the third time that has happened to Scorsese. He's had 2 other movies get 10 nominations and not win a single one. What are those movies?
The Aviator. No.
I don't know.
Good.
No idea.
Definitely one. Departed. Definitely one. Casino.
Still don't know.
Oh, Wolf of Wall Street. That's got to be Wolf of Wall Street. No.
Didn't win. Didn't get 10 nominations. Wolf of Wall Street didn't. That's a lot of nominations.
Well, it's Scorsese though.
I'll tell you these movies were within the 2000s. You know what I mean? Sorry,
Irishman?
One of them
Irishman
was
one of them.
Irishman is one of them.
Go. There's one of them.
What's the other one?
The other
That got 10 nominations.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Gangs in New York. Was that the other one?
Correct. Those are the 2. Good job. Very good. That's all the first I could find. I'm sure there were others, but those seemed the least ridiculous of the ones I found, because people be tracking this for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I feel like Scorsese's studio, whoever releases his movies, does do a better job of seeing what's out there. They're like, no, your movie's way too similar to this movie. We gotta.
I don't know. Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm surprised that didn't win a single thing, because I don't know. Seems like the movie to win something.
I think it was too similar in style. I don't want to say style or tone. It was too similar of a movie to Oppenheimer. And I think Oppenheimer just kind of absorbed all that, like people who wanted a big, long prestige epic, and they had to choose between Oppenheimer and Killers.
Sure.
And they chose Oppenheimer.
Yeah, makes sense. It's a good theory. Anything else for the Oscars? Are you guys ready to move on?
That's it. I liked it. Overall, I give the Oscars this year 4 stars.
I give it 3.5.
I'll give it 4 stars. How many nominations do we think Dune 2 is going to get next year?
10.
You think 10 on the? I was going to say plus or minus, up above or below 10. But you think 10 on the nose?
I don't think it's going to get the acting Oscars that you guys would have to get to 10. I don't think it'll get 10.
I'm thinking 7.
Yeah, I think 7.
Yeah. Maybe Chalamet might get a maybe.
No.
Or maybe Rebecca Ferguson might get a supporting.
No. Nope. I'm calling it now. Yeah. No acting awards for Dune 2.
No, I'm not saying wins. I'm saying nominations.
I'm just saying nominations. No nominations.
No acting nominations.
No acting nominations for Dune 2 at the Oscars. Maybe some other award ceremony, yes, but not at the Oscars.
I'm going to say right now, I think Rebecca Ferguson is going to get a supporting actress nomination.
Of course she will.
Yeah.
Reverend Mother? Reverend Mother? Yes.
Let's be honest.
Tattoos for that.
The face tattoos did more than the acting, I would say.
That's not true.
What is your slight against Rebecca Ferguson?
He just hates this movie.
It's not a slight. It was just normal. It wasn't a great performance.
Sometimes the naturalistic are the best ones. Oh, do you want her up there like roboting her arms around like a little toddler?
You wanted her to be doing arm rotations the entire movie.
If the movie called for that, yes, it didn't. She did a perfectly good job. She did exactly what she was supposed to do.
Perfectly good job.
Perfectly good job. No nominations.
Perfectly good job.
All right. Well, 7 nominations, 1 for Rebecca Ferguson. Definitely a Best Picture nomination. Definitely a Director nomination. Calling it now. Best Adapted Screenplay, most likely.
Yeah, it'll be nominated for Best Picture for sure.
I'm not disagreeing with any of those other than the actor.
Special effects, even win. For sure. Special effects,
sound,
editing, all the production design, all the technical awards. It's going to be nominated for
costumes.
Yep.
I don't think it'll win for costumes.
We might be pushing close to 10 here. I'm not saying it's going to win. We're saying
we're talking about nominations, James.
Yes, nominations. I'm not ready to predict winners yet. I've seen 2 movies from the year so far.
I wouldn't even nominate that movie for costumes. They're like
obviously you
borderline
have a huge
like
chip on your shoulder about this movie.
Off-road gear, spray painted black.
But what about? again, what about Jessica? What about all the Reverend Mothers and Leia Sado and all their costumes? Like, yeah, maybe what the Fremen are wearing is kind of like Mad Max spray painted stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's well made though.
I don't care about it. The mother stuff is interesting, but not award winning interesting. We'll see what else comes out this year.
Not saying award winning, award nominating.
Nominating.
I'll put the hammer down right now. Not nominated for costumes.
All right.
All right.
James is going bold.
Whoever's listening to this, when the Oscar nominations come out next year, if we don't bring it up, somebody needs to email in.
He's agreed to shave his beard.
No, I'm not doing that for
the
beard.
He'll be so much happier though.
I'm not doing that for the beard. I will bet something for the beard, but not that. That's silly.
We'll talk about that later. What you would bet for the beard? Yeah. I'm curious to know what would take the beard.
I don't know, but not that. Okay, so that's it for our recap of the 2024 Oscars. We're going to read some email, which we forgot to tell you at the beginning of the show. We like getting email. We like it when listeners send an email. They send it to heyguys@cinereelists.com. They send us stuff. We read it on the podcast. It's been quite a bit of time since we've done this, so we had to cut a bunch of emails. Mostly people who had sent us their top 10s and top 20s of the year, which we really appreciated. And I got some good picks out of those for sure. But if we didn't reply to your email and you sent us your top 20 of 2024, just know that it got into the aggregate and we appreciated it, and keep it coming. That being said, we're going to go through some emails right now, starting with Andy Furman, which Kyle is going to read to us.
I am. That's news to me.
It is.
I thought I was doing the next one. I'll do this one. Sure. Hey guys, thanks for the idea. Learned a couple of things. By the way, Andy's subject line is movies to start with B list. He has a couple points about this list. One, this list would be a lot better if I included the or which I agree. But
that's the challenge.
Has been clear. Well, I was unaware of this challenge when we made it. The rules were not made clear to me. So now I know going forward.
Who needs the rules cleared up for them? The name of the list is movies that start with B.
Yeah, but again, we already had this discussion. I was going with the alphabetical list, like how you alphabetize, like I guess Excel does not do it that way.
Right. When you alphabetize it, does it by the alphabet?
The Dewey Decimal System way of alphabetizing, how the librarians taught me to do it. So, but anyway, now I know moving forward.
Now you know.
The or yeah. T's gonna be crazy. Wait, so when you guys did A, did you include movies?
Of course. Yeah, because it starts with an A.
Like An American Werewolf? Okay, interesting. Yeah. All right.
Well, that one you'd include no matter what.
An
American.
Oh, good point. Yes. Okay. Point taken. All right, number 2. Andy goes on to say, I can be inconsistent with my stars versus ranking things in a list. I'm guessing when I make the list, I consider rewatchability for me a bit more, ? As I have a couple 4.5 star films ranked behind 4-star films.
Totally
I have
fine.
Bad News Bears and Brick as 4.5, but behind 4-star movies like Body Heat and Bull Durham. Why? Beats me, but I do. So maybe a revisit on some star rankings is in order. I think that's fine when you're making a list. It doesn't have to be just by star ranking. Like there's other factors going into it.
Sometimes when you're making a list, you just have to close your eyes and you have to feel it. It's like the force.
Yeah.
You just can't just go by the math all the time.
No, you just gotta just vibe with the list. And then he goes on to say, finally, bad comedies can get extra stars for me as long as I laugh. Billy Madison, Beer Fest, or have nostalgia. Better Off Dead, which you guys recommended to me. None of which the film snob in me believes I should give 4 stars to. And I'm going to say it's okay to give a bad comedy 4 stars. If it brings you joy and makes you laugh and you think it does it well, hit that 4-star.
How is that a bad comedy? I would consider, if I think it's super funny, not a bad comedy. Underrated gem.
Right. Yeah, maybe bad comedy as in like it's lowbrow humor.
Sure.
But I don't think it's bad per se.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go through Andy's top 10 movies. First letter B, 4 stars or better, no, the, or as he titles this list. Number 10, Braveheart, came some of ours. Number 9, Bad Words, the Jason Bateman movie.
Really?
Yeah, I guess he really likes Bad Words.
He needs to see more B movies.
I liked Bad Words.
Yeah,
It's all
I liked
right,
it.
but
yeah.
a top 10 list of B movies that start
I mean,
with
above
B?
Braveheart is the shocking.
Right. For sure.
Well, James, how do you feel on number 8, Bad Times at the El Royale?
I like that movie. It's a little long,
Okay.
but it's a good movie.
Number 7, Brick, favorite of Zach's.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6, Body Heat, a movie that I really like. Number 5, Bull Durham, which is a baseball movie.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Boogie Nights. Number 3, Back to the Future Part 2. Number 2, Beautiful Girls, which I'm not familiar with.
Beautiful Girl. I don't know what that is either.
It looks like Rosie O'Donnell might be in this movie. Not sure.
Beautiful Girls?
Beautiful Girls from 1996. Oh, all right. It's a new movie. And his number 1, Back to the Future. Great B list.
It's a Ted Demme movie starring Matt Dillon, Lauren Holly, Timothy Hutton, Natalie Portman, Martha Plimpton. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. Mira Sorvino and Uma Thurman. Lots of
No Rosie O'Donnell?
Rosie O'Donnell's in there, yes.
Oh, she is. Okay. Because I'm like,
just-
who else looks like that?
I skipped her because you had already said her.
Oh, I thought I was just going crazy.
Directed by Ted Demme, though, who directed Blow and John Q.
Any relation to Jonathan?
Probably. I'm willing to bet. Oh, he directed The Ref as well. Have you guys ever seen The Ref?
No.
Starring
No.
Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey.
Nope.
No. All right, I'm gonna try to watch this movie and report
Beautiful
back.
Girls?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me know if I need to watch it, Zach.
Well, I think you will. You like Noah Emmerich?
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Noah Emmerich?
What? Who's Noah Emmerich? Come on.
Who
He's the
is
ultimate. He's the ultimate that guy.
It's Roland's younger brother.
That weirdo?
He was in If Someone Had Known from 1995, the drama biography.
I do know this guy. Truman Show. He was in the
Yeah.
Truman Show.
He was.
Yeah. He's in a
All right,
bunch of stuff, but he's never the lead.
No.
Exactly.
He's that
Character
guy.
actor. He's that guy.
Mhm.
All right, well, thanks, Andy, for writing in with your movies to start with a B list.
Let me go next because I also have a B list movies list.
All right, James, what do you got for us? Zach.
Derek wrote in and said, "Hey guys, out of 144 B movies that I've seen, here's his top 10."
All right.
So this is the creme de la creme. This is like, top,
Top 8%.
7%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 10, Burnt, a movie I've not heard of.
Oh, it's a Bradley Cooper cooking movie.
Okay.
Is it good?
Apt. name.
I don't remember it, except for the fact that it's a Bradley Cooper cooking movie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Number 9, Brawl in Cell Block 99. Two
Oh.
B's in that one.
Okay.
Number 8, The Black Phone.
Oh, disqualified.
What?
Next email.
It's spelled THEB Lack Phone.
The Black Phone. Good movie.
7, Back to the Future.
Nice.
Which was on the other list. Number 6, The Big Sick. Number 5, Battle Royale. Have you guys seen Battle Royale?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a pretty twisty movie. Number 4, Bad Times at the El Royale, also on the previous
second
list.
appearance. Wow.
Number 3, Bullet Train.
Okay.
Number 2, Braveheart, and also on the previous list. And number 1, Back to the Future 2.
Oh, who is this Derek?
Yeah.
I
Why
need to
does he
talk
have
to
the
this guy.
movies on here?
He's a lot like Kyle in many ways.
Yeah. I mean, it's rare to find someone who likes Back to the Future 2 more than Back to the Future. So,
And I would consider Derek and Kyle to be kind of very similar names.
do you? Oh, I thought you knew Derek.
No.
Okay. How are
Why would it
Derek
be
and Kyle
similar-
similar names
similar
besides the fact they
It
both have a
just-
K in it?
No, regardless of the K.
Okay.
I feel like just kind of if I think about what a Kyle is and what a Derek is, I feel like it's same dude.
All right. I thank you.
It's
What?
the
there's
most
no-
insane thing you've ever said on this
There's no
podcast,
jo-
Zach.
no. No, that's kind of like same kind of deal.
I think the
You know?
most insane thing Zach has said is that we're not going to be alive soon.
I never said that.
You did.
100% didn't say you would
we
not be
will
alive
not
soon.
both make it through the year.
I said I couldn't guarantee that you'd be alive, which I think was a smart bet.
Oh, I see you're hedging your bets, huh?
I don't know if you're going to be alive a year from now. I hope so. If I have any say in it, I would like to think that I would.
Finally, he says, "I
Participate in
hope
you.
you guys are alive." Oh, a week ago, there was no "I hope." It was just, I can't guarantee.
I can't. Wish I could.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Derek.
Yep. Thank you for doing the list wrong. We appreciate it. Next time, leave out the movies.
No, he Kyled it, which I expect from a Derek.
I don't want to become a verb.
I need Derek to resend his list and replace the movies. Otherwise, it's not official. All right. Speaking of movies that start with B, our next email comes from good old Troy Carruthers from Canada. Longtime listener, longtime emailer. Troy writes, for the record, I'm with Kyle.
Nice.
Movies like The Batman and A Beautiful Mind count as B movies. Disagree.
No. I'm with them. They count as B movies. They
Mhm.
don't count as movies that start with the letter B.
Right.
That's the
Yeah.
distinction I want to make.
And I think we have now cleared that distinction.
A bunch of times over. Okay.
Yeah.
Troy also sent his most recent top 10 last 10. I thought it was interesting. His number 10 was Memories of Underdevelopment.
Wow.
Never
He's
heard of this
seen Memories of
movie.
Underdevelopment?
He gave it 1.5 stars, Zach. Have you seen this?
This is a movie you kind of have to really seek out. Yes, I've seen this.
Okay. Would you say 1.5 is a fair rating
In
in your opinion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm cool with that.
It's a difficult movie. Sounds like.
It's a difficult movie.
Okay. He writes, I watched this for my Criterion challenge. It was a staff pick. I think there was just likely a lot of things that were lost on me. I didn't enjoy myself and didn't get anything of significance from it. Is it like an art film, Zach? Like a movie with no plot type of thing?
Wait, no. It's from 1968 and it's
Mhm.
foreign. So it's just there's a lot of barriers to entry. You know what I mean? It's not trying to. It's not definitely not a commercial film,
Mhm.
but it's like, how old is that? Over 50 years old from another country about like a subject that you don't know anything about. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. His rankings jump up from 1.5 star for Memories of Underdevelopment to his number 9, Argyle, from this year, 3 stars.
Mhm.
This is a movie that I just recently watched too, and man, whoever
Was it?
wrote that movie had to be on drugs because it
Isn't it
is.
Isn't it Matthew Vaughn? Or he directed it? Did he write it also?
He directed it. I don't know if he
Okay.
wrote it, but
Okay.
it is all over the place, and they're like constantly throwing twists and turns in that are like the wackiest things somebody could think of. And most of the time it didn't work very well, but every now and then it did.
Who was the secret Argyle person?
Oh, I know the answer to that.
That would be a spoiler.
Okay. Can we do a 10-second spoiler?
Sure.
10-second spoiler starting now.
The character that Bryce Dallas Howard plays ends up being the real Argyle.
Oh, so it's Bryce Dallas Howard is the Argyle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we have to stop talking about this. I only said 10 seconds.
All right.
Moving
10
on.
seconds is up. It's a fun movie though if you just want to watch a movie that like will mean nothing to you but will entertain you. His number 8, Dick Johnson is Dead, which I wanted to see. This is a documentary that came across the way a couple years ago. I think this was the filmmaker and her dad. Her dad's like a wacky guy, and so they recreate dreams he's had of how he might die. And so it's like an exploration of death and like your parents headed that way, even though he's like completely healthy over the course of them making the documentary. His number 7, Troy's number 7, Memories of Murder from 2003, which I don't think I've seen. It's a Bong Joon-ho movie.
It's really good.
It's kind of like Zodiac.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much like Zodiac.
It's an investigation movie.
It's great.
I'm into it. His number 6, another shutout. Was American Fiction shut out last night, or did they?
No, it won Best Adapted Screenplay.
Best Adapted. Okay, so they won something. Troy writes, "Have you 3 seen this? I liked it a lot. I have.
I caught it this weekend.
Oh, nice. I've seen the first 5 minutes and really enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun balance between like the satire I liked.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the satire was a little on the nose, it seemed to somehow work with the message of the movie. And then like a nice family drama. I was not expecting that part of the movie.
I liked it fine, but it felt like it didn't have very much teeth in the end, in my opinion. It seemed like that movie, but like the whitest version of that movie possible.
I could have seen this movie having won Best Picture a decade ago.
The same year Green Book won, this could have won.
Exactly. Yes. But I think I haven't seen Green Book, but I do think this movie is probably a better message than Green Book, or is trying to be more educational.
Sure. Yep. I'm with you. His number 5, Showa from 1985.
Oh.
He writes, "I finally watched it, Zach. Took forever, of course, and there are very specific reasons why this is great and important. On the other hand, on the one hand, I would want to fast forward, thinking to myself, we're spending too much time talking to this person or something like that. But then the words spoken or the things shown just kept me wrapped."
Yeah. Troy, can I run an idea by you? I thought about, after I watched this movie, I thought about this, and I ultimately didn't do it because I think it probably would be disrespectful. But what do you think, as someone who just recently watched this? There's a lot of times where, the interviewer and the person being interviewed don't speak the same language. So the interviewer will ask a question in his language. The translator will re-ask the question in the interviewee's language. The interviewee will answer the question. The translator will translate the question, and then they'll move on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, what if I edited Showa and I just put the subtitles for his answer over his answer, and then took out the translator bit altogether? And it would literally cut the movie down by like 3 or 4 hours, And like, in a way, nothing would be lost because all the information is still there. And it would make the movie more accessible to more people, right? That maybe they could watch a 6-hour movie. They wouldn't watch a 10-hour movie. I think it's 9 hours. I ultimately didn't do it because this is like these people's opportunity to speak about their experience. And so the idea of like shortening it for my viewing experience seemed wrong, you know what I mean? Kind of thing. So I didn't ultimately do it, but I want Troy's opinion now that he has seen it. Would that be a worthwhile endeavor or sacrilege?
On one hand, you're changing art, and I'm not really for that. I know you've done like edits for your kids and your friends.
Remixing.
Oh,
sure.
Yeah. Make a version of Showa your kids can watch.
They could watch Showa.
Remixing.
They won't understand anything that's going on. That's why. Okay.
Remixing, I'm fine as long as you don't distribute it. But I think it sounds like you want to distribute it.
No. Just make it accessible. Well, I guess distribute it, not sell it, but like just make it available, like a fan edit. Are you opposed to fan edits?
It just seems odd to do a fan edit of a Holocaust documentary. That's just like any other movie. I'd be like, sure, go for it. But like, I don't know, maybe the Holocaust, we just kind of keep it as it is.
On the other hand, I do think if somebody official was to make that, somebody with permission, you could, if you're cutting out the translators, you're not cutting out anything they're saying. In fact, it's probably more genuine to just have the subtitles and have people read.
Right, because you're still having them answer in their native words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any moments in the documentary where like the translators have a hard time translating because it's like such an intense topic or anything? Or
no.
Yeah, then who cares? Cut them out. Why don't you think they did that originally? Clearly,
There's
it was
something
a
to-
choice.
So yeah. So there's definitely something to be said about dwelling.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So like taking time and actually like being forced to dwell on what they're saying. You know, you don't just get to quickly move on to the next thing.
Mhm.
So I think that's part of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Nice. Troy's number 4, also Holocaust related, The Zone of Interest.
Oh.
He gave it 4 stars. The Housemaid is his number 3 from 1960. 4.5 stars. Wow, James, I think this is another great one for you in the category of black and white movies you'd normally never watch. Has anybody ever heard of this? The Housemaid?
No, I haven't heard of it.
All right. I'll put it on my recommended list. I will get to it. His number 2, Poor Things. And his number 1, the documentary that won Best Doc this year, 20 Days in Mariupol. 5 stars. He says, I am in awe. It's so relevant to our world and to us as human beings. The journalist in it is a hero of mine. I won't say what I think of Tucker Carlson. He ends his email with.
Is that the first time that man's name's been mentioned on this podcast?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I think yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
And thanks to Troy.
Thank you, Troy, for introducing Tucker Carlson.
We got another email, one from Andrew James that Kyle is going to read for us.
Yeah. This one from Andrew is titled Food for Thought, ellipses. Just finished your top 20 episode and the movie Hangover episode. Thanks for the recording. It was fun on my lengthy car ride up north this week. I'm curious to know where Andrew lives and where up north is for him.
I think he lives in Pennsylvania.
So up north might be like upstate New York.
Could be.
Or it could just be northern Pennsylvania.
Could be.
All right. Couple moments sparked some stuff in my head that I thought maybe you'd be interested in. One, Kyle, me, watched Sleuth, 1972. Was wondering if me, is aware that there is a remake of it from 2007 that also stars Michael Caine, but now he's in the other role. I am aware of this movie. For people who don't know, Sleuth is a two-hander with Michael Caine and Laurence Olivier. Laurence Olivier plays this older homeowner, and Michael Caine plays the younger man in this two-hander. And yeah, in 2007, it looks like Jude Law and Michael Caine remade this movie, but now Michael Caine in the older person role and Jude Law playing the younger person. And I've not seen it. I think what makes Sleuth so effective as a movie is the performances of Olivier and Caine and the house itself. And we'd be curious to know if Jude Law can capture that same energy that young Michael Caine did, as well as does that house come alive like it does in the original Sleuth.
Spoiler alert.
I know, right?
I don't think it's not like a monster house come alive.
What's
That'd be an awesome twist.
What is the Rotten Tomatoes score on the Sleuth remake?
I already looked it up.
I'm going to guess it's low because people don't like remakes of classics. So I'm going to say it's like 45%.
Not bad. 36.
Okay.
36.
All right.
Lower.
Where
but-
I'm looking, the first comment is wildly, wildly underrated. The dialogue in this film is absolutely hilarious.
Hilarious. Is it supposed to be a comedy?
Well, it's witty banter.
It's witty. Yeah, I want to call it comedy.
Is this like a Clue movie?
No, so it is not a like detective movie, which I really I knew nothing about this movie going into it.
That's weird.
I really
based
don't
on the
want to.
title.
I don't want to set it up because I think part of the fun is just figure out what the movie is about as you go through it.
Okay.
Is it fair to say it's just two people matching wits?
Yes, yeah, I would say it's a battle of wits between a young man and an older man who are played by two incredible actors.
Like Rushmore.
Yeah, but it takes place in a single location. I mean, it's based on a stage play. It's a single location. It's a small cast, but it's just watching it's like watching, I don't know, two tennis greats going at it. If you like tennis. There's shots to the legs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's
I'm
showy.
no pro tennis player, so it's hard for me to judge that kind of stuff. But.
Yeah, James is not a professional speaker or comedian, so he couldn't
couldn't
judge
tell.
I couldn't tell you what good tennis looks like or bad tennis. I've never.
But you know
played
what good acting looks like, right?
Sure.
He wouldn't be
course.
able to tell you because
No, I
he's
would
not an
tell-
actor.
I could
So
tell
how would
you.
he know?
he would have no idea. He's
Yeah,
never.
I could
acted.
tell you because I've actually watched a lot of acting.
See,
Whereas
Sleuth
I
James,
haven't watched a lot of tennis.
it's hard to find because whatever company acquired the DVD rights to it, like folded.
Mm-hmm.
So its rights are kind of in limbo, and I don't think anyone actually owns it right now.
That's probably on YouTube.
Well,
that's the
I
case.
think there's technically it's still copyrighted, but like the copyright holder maybe doesn't exist anymore. So
Mm.
it's in this weird legal limbo right now.
I'm
But it's out
looking it
there.
up.
You can find it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Andrew also goes on to say, regarding why documentaries aren't as good these days. Remind me of an article I stumbled across a while back that may interest you and back up what you're saying about the state of docs, except I can't find it. So I found a couple others instead. And yeah, this is back to a conversation we had about like why can't we find as many good documentaries, or why does it seem like there's more bad documentaries out there?
By the way, it's totally just on YouTube.
In full?
Yeah,
Probably because the copyright holders can't sue or do anything about it because they don't exist.
exactly.
All right, well, watch Sleuth on YouTube. It's worth the 2 hours or so.
This is the original Sleuth, right?
The original
I don't see
Sleuth,
that.
yeah, 72. Yep.
Cool.
But yeah, guys, thoughts on, we kind of talked a little bit, thoughts on documentaries and their quality.
Yeah, they kind of get pumped out because they're cheap to make and they fill the streaming like stomachs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is a shame that there isn't more prestige documentary.
It feels like there's not a lot of them, but maybe in looking back over, my movie watching career from like the mid to late 90s to today, maybe there are only one or two a year that are actually really good. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just feels like now there's one or two that are really good, and then like 100 that somehow make its way in front of my eyes that aren't really good. Whereas before I only saw the one or, you know what I mean? Like for it to rise above the crop, it took more to like get it in front of my face compared to like the Netflix dashboard screaming murder documentary at me every time I log
Right.
in. I don't know. Or maybe it's just that documentaries, when I was discovering them, felt like it was a fresh art form and like people were experimenting more, and it was defining genres within documentaries. And now we have some pretty clearly defined genres that are the hits of the genre. And then you have other genres that are more difficult to make, right? Let's be honest. If you get a bunch of courtroom video and a bunch of confessions, you get a, spicy story going, and then you just hand it over to some editors and write some voiceover for it, and you have a true crime doc. Maybe probably not a very good one if that's how much effort you put into it, but that's all it takes. Whereas you want to do a 20 Days in Mariupol, you got to be in Ukraine for the 20 days that matter. You know what I mean? And that is, you're in this is going to sound wrong, but in the right spot for that movie to be made, or you have to get yourself to that spot. And that's a more difficult thing to make than a true crime doc that it seems like we're, up to our necks in these days. But even those, like, you guys seen The Jinx?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw The Jinx. Yeah.
It's great. And that had somebody who was involved with the documentary. It wasn't just a retelling of the story. It was like the documentary, and it was a mix of this telling the story and also the production of the documentary, like getting intertwined. It was interesting. I just haven't seen creativity like that in the true crime genre in a long time.
This has crossed my mind as a thought. I think we've had this true crime genre around a long time. It just used to be on like cable TV in the 90s. Of all these, like, they do hour-long shows about whatever murder happens in some small town. And then that has just moved from television to streaming now. So, I mean, maybe it's just like the line between what's television versus a movie is a lot less clear than what it was 20 years ago.
Yeah. I also think you could like tell immediately the difference between like a 60 minutes thing.
Or Dateline or something like that. Yeah.
Right. And like a film that was being released in a movie theater. Whereas nowadays, from a production visual standpoint, even the not so great documentaries generally look pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At first glance. And to be honest, I can't think of any documentaries that I've watched that I've hated. It's just none of them seem to break through beyond kind of that first watch.
Oh, that Making a Murderer, that was on Netflix.
You didn't like Making a Murderer?
No, I watched like 2.5 episodes of that. And
that was good.
Oh, it was so boring.
Zach, you watched Making a Murderer, right?
Which one was that?
That was about the it took place in Wisconsin, about the woman who was killed in like a junkyard, and the police kind of railroading the supposed killer and another kid,
his nephew.
Was there a lot of drone footage of like a
junkyard
cars?
Yes, a lot of drone footage.
Yeah,
and
that
a lot of
documentary was awesome.
It was
awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
The second season not so good, but the first season is really good.
Kyle didn't watch it. He stopped halfway through.
No, not even halfway through. 2.5 episodes.
Yeah,
and I was totally fine with it.
There's so much buildup and no resolution.
Yeah.
No, I read Wikipedia. I got everything I needed. Like if you're gonna make a true crime story, you have to give me more than Wikipedia. Because if I can just read the highlights, I'm not gonna watch it.
How do you know it didn't give you more than Wikipedia?
That documentary was totally more than Wikipedia. You didn't get far enough.
I got 2.5 episodes of drone footage of a junkyard and like scanning over documents. And I was just like, nope, this is not engaging whatsoever.
That documentary definitely goes places. I don't remember what episode it starts to go places, but it definitely starts to go places.
Well, then they should make it 4 episodes long and go places sooner than making it 6 or 8 or however long they did. So,
have you ever seen The Staircase?
No, but I want to see The Staircase, because isn't The Staircase...
You'll hate it.
Can you tell me nothing about it? Because I currently don't know anything about it.
Okay.
So I don't want to know anything going in.
Zach, take out your earphones really quickly.
Zach, you will love The Staircase.
Okay. Is The Staircase what Anatomy of a Fall was loosely based on?
I mean, I guess.
Okay. Loosely is the word I'm using.
Sure.
Okay.
If by loosely you mean like a spouse accused of killing the other person when they claim it's an accident.
Right. Yes, that's exactly. Okay, so similar
Just
concept.
wave whenever you want me to put my headphones.
All right, that's all. We can bring Zach back in.
You're good. I don't think you'll like The Staircase, Kyle, though. I think Zach will.
Yeah, Zach is based on Gattaca. Sorry.
That's sweet.
That's why I'm not going to like it.
All right. We done with docs?
Was there anything else in Andrew's?
He says, thanks all folks. Happy 2024.
Oh, nice.
Oh, sorry. That's all folks. That was much more coherent than thanks all folks.
I think we have one more email. Zach has this one ready for us.
Zach, Kyle, James, you guys. Oh, this is from Josh, by the way.
Okay.
Zach, Kyle, James, you guys asked for game suggestions, so I thought I'd send this in. Okay, so this is a game suggestion. Are you guys ready? Can you pay attention, please?
I'm ready.
I don't have to read this 3 times.
Go for it.
Number 1, person 1 picks a trailer of a movie that person 2 is familiar with. And number 2, person 1 plays that trailer only for themselves without audio. As they're watching, they describe what they're seeing on the screen without... James, thank you for your rapt attention. I appreciate it. Without stalling or hesitating. They could be as descriptive as they want or as vague as they want within reason. Okay. And 3, as soon as the trailer is done, person 2 has 1 attempt to guess the film. You get that, James? 1 attempt. If their first attempt is correct, they get a point. If they're incorrect, they can choose either for half a point, they can correctly guess the movie after the trailer is replayed with clearer descriptions, or for 1 point, they can guess from a trailer for a totally different film. If the film is still guessing correctly, you move on to the next person. First person to get 2 points wins. What do you guys think?
So this is a guess the trailer, guess the movie based on the trailer description. It's kind of like My Kid Can Paint That with trailers.
With movie posters and its trailers instead.
Yep. But like
Exactly
with My Kid Can Paint That, you can kind of start super vague and work your way into it. And this one, I feel you have to be a little bit more, not clear in the real time, but like
You can't possibly be like that descriptive. It's a trailer. It's going to go fast.
Right. Yeah. You're like, oh, I see this, and then this is happening.
I think there has to be a gentleman's agreement that you can't snowball the person and like be so vague that it's impossible.
Well, yes.
Sure.
You just have to like do your best to follow along with the trailer. You know, like maybe don't say like, and then a Jurassic Park animal shows up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But like really, you know, do a decent job of describing what you're saying.
Should be like My Kid Can Paint That, where it's like you're vague in the beginning, but as they're not getting it, you need to like throw hints in that will get them closer.
But you don't know if they're getting it or not because they only get one guess.
They're not guessing as you go. You're just kind of describing the whole thing.
Why don't we have the person guess as they go? When we do My Kid Could Paint That, they just guess.
I mean, we could do it. We could do it that way. You could guess as you go.
Okay, let's try it their way. We'll see if we hate that.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. And then here's the other thing is, are we just going to like, would I describe it for both of you? And then when it ends, the first person to get it right gets the point. Okay. So I'm not going to describe it just to James.
I think we both get a guess.
Okay.
And if someone happens to get it before the other person,
okay,
fine.
Okay.
Can it not be like a race? Can we both make our guess, lock it in, and say it so we could both potentially get a point?
Yeah, we'll say it at the same time.
Well, I think we can do honor system of like, I'm going to think of what my guess is and then
I'm not going to cheat and change it.
Right. Don't cheat and change it. I think
that's why we got to say it at the same time. Make sure
no, James, we could just be honest.
This is what gentlemen's agreement is.
I don't trust you guys.
Gentlemen about it. I don't trust James.
You shouldn't trust me. That's why we should say it at the same time.
James, why can't it's a game where the stakes are literally nothing.
You
could just choose
you won't
to
guarantee
be
I
honest.
can't die this year, Zach, so I'm not trusting you on anything.
I think that makes me more trustworthy.
All right. If James loses, he has to shave his beard. Agree, Zach?
No.
All right. Kyle, are you going first? Are you describing first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Let me mute the video. That'll be helpful. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Trailer.
How long is the video?
It's a trailer, so it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, okay. 2 minutes and 30. That
isn't that
when one of us has a guess, can we raise our hand? And then he stops?
No, we're both going to guess at the end. We're both going to make one guess.
So we have to hear
end.
2 minutes and 30 seconds of description.
That's the game.
Yeah.
A long game.
It's gonna be a long game.
Go ahead.
Right.
Take it up with Josh.
And I'm not gonna have my screen up, so I can't see you guys. I'm gonna be looking just at. I only got the one screen, so
totally fine. Totally fine.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, we got a guy running underground. He's being chased. There's a car in this underground area that he's running from. Okay.
I already
a lot of faces all of a sudden. We're still running. He's outside now. He's no longer underground.
Nice.
Okay, cut to black.
Okay.
We have a studio logo, but we're not going to tell you which studio.
Okay.
Okay, it's the back of. Okay, this goes by really fast. A lot of people. He's putting a mask on. There's some like a waterfall. And
waterfall.
Yep, a large waterfall. There is. Okay, there's a person. There's more people.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
There's a large vault. There's a piano in this vault. And this guy looks unhappy about. Okay, now we're back to a car.
Yeah,
and
what was he unhappy about?
A lot of actions happening right now. It's a lot of cutting. All right, they've got a mask on, and that car blew up, and that car blew up, and those women look unhappy, and that car blew up.
Can't wait to replay this with the trailer going. Can you have to keep talking though, Kyle.
Yeah. Okay. Sand. Okay. I see some sand. There's some fighting going on. lots of fighting right now. Lots of fighting around cars. There's motorcycles, more fighting, more cars. Oh, that car blew up. That car blew up in slow motion. There's the director's name. More cars. There's a storm with the cars. There's a lot of cars now driving.
There's a storm with the cars.
Yep. That car drove through fire. There are people hanging from the cars. That car made a lot of sand. That car looks like a monster truck. Ooh, that part's in blue. Okay.
I definitely
the
have
rest
my
of it's
guess.
back to okay. Oh, okay. This car has someone with a guitar playing it.
Yeah. James, do you have your guess?
Sure. Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna say it's like when it's quick action, it's really hard to describe what's happening because you're just like,
I believe it.
Car explosion, car. So
why did you say that safe has a piano in it?
Because when a Morton Joe opens his vault where he keeps his women, and there happens to be a piano in it, so that's why.
But that's not a safe.
Well, okay, it's a. I believe I said vault.
You said
safe.
vault. You said vault.
I said vault. Yeah.
What's a vault? That's not a vault though.
It's a vault door that he's opening.
All right. Well,
I mean, it's a vault where he keeps women.
He did the best he could, James.
Yeah. Okay, you try it.
I'm going to now.
Okay, please do.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking at a logo that has a crest in it. Now there's some text on the screen. A helicopter flying above through a city. Looks like maybe Seattle. More text on the screen. This is a guy sitting in an office cubicle, and more text on the screen. Now he's at a party. More text on the screen. Now he's getting a package from somebody. More text on the screen. And now he's got some people he just met. Oh, he just woke up. More text on the screen. Now he's looking at a mirror that's been cracked. And now he's putting his fingers through the mirror. And now he's falling.
Okay.
And I know what this movie is.
I know what this is. Yeah.
Can we stop?
If
you
guys
guys
is it The
have
Matrix?
guesses?
The Matrix.
It is The Matrix.
Okay. Yep. All right.
It's kind of like what you're doing is you're writing the script on the fly for the trailer.
Sure. I mean, I probably shouldn't have said he put his fingers through the mirror because that's what did it, right?
Yeah.
I had an idea when he was like, he woke up, he was at a party, he got a package. I was thinking like, okay, I was thinking Matrix, and when you said mirror and the fingers, that did it for me. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Mine is going to be a little bit, it's not an obscure movie. It's absolutely a movie both of you have seen. Okay. It's not The Matrix or Mad Max Fury Road. Okay.
I hope it's not.
It's a little bit less mainstream than that. I mean, a little bit less. This is still very much a movie that you guys are aware of. And it was a trailer that stood out to me at the time. I don't know how familiar you guys are with this trailer or not.
Okay.
But, especially because, James, you didn't watch trailers during this era. But
I did.
What?
I watched them after I saw the movie.
Okay. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. We see a dazzling sunset, an overhead shot of a road. Oh, some people are hiking through a forest. They have their bags. There's 6 people. They come to like a little campground village area. Girls looking at them. Now I see a studio with lots of flowers. Okay. They've opened their eyes and they see a woman, and then someone rings a bell. We see walking through a field. People are lined up in the field. We see the director. Now we see what they've directed in the past. They're looking at a building, the ceiling of a building. People are dancing. It's going to be this coming out this summer. Someone is sniffing some smoke. They're continuing to walk down this row of people. There's drawings on the ceiling of this building. Everyone's really happy. A guy is rubbing blood on a rock. A woman is walking away. We see some words on the screen. A man opens a door.
I know.
A disfigured guy looked at me. Some woman just screamed. We see lots of faces very quickly, and we're a close up of a girl's eyes. Someone blew dust into us. We see the title of the movie. A woman is bent over looking through a keyhole. We see a close up of her eye.
You don't know this, Kyle. Come on.
It's going to be coming out this summer. The end. Kyle, do you know it?
I have a guess, but I think it's wrong.
Okay, you guess first.
My guess is The Others. Nicole Kidman.
James.
Midsommar.
Yeah, Midsommar.
Oh, Midsommar. Is there a lot
What
of
tipped it for you, James?
Oh, Backpackers. It started it off for sure, and then I think did you say like a big room with high ceilings at one point or something like that with like sketches on the walls?
Yeah.
So I was like, that brought me out of the woods when I was like, okay, this isn't a normal cabin. And then your little clue of like, this was a recent time when you may not have been watching trailers. So I was like, okay, I can eliminate any movie from before 2014.
Okay.
So
I was fixated on the keyhole. There's a lot of women looking through a keyhole.
mhm.
So. Should you do one more?
Let's do another round.
Okay. All right. This trailer is a little shorter. It's only a minute long.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
A minute and 15.
Oh,
Okay.
Which is it?
All right. There's a production logo. We are scanning through a graveyard. Yeah, this looks like a graveyard.
Mhm.
There's some finger snapping. Oh, okay. But there are two people finger snapping, but they're not two people you expect to be finger snapping in a graveyard. One's got a black t-shirt on. One's got a, this is not from the movie whatsoever. This is just like riffing that people are doing.
Have you seen this trailer before?
I have not. No, I literally just pulled this trailer up, and this
So
is.
do we have any hope of?
This is not a good one. So we're gonna skip this one. This is all right.
All right.
My bad. This is not a. It's Wayne's World is what it is, but it's
Gotcha.
like it's Wayne and Garth in the graveyard, probably riffing on Addams Family. So not a movie
Gotcha.
trailer. My bad.
I've got
That's
one
fine.
if you want me to do it while Kyle looks for another one.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, rated R. A bunch of people listening intently in a courtroom as a guy holds up a gun. And now there's a guy driving at night. He's loading that gun. Now the judge is talking and telling him something. Kind of a flashbacky sequence.
Sounds like
going on here.
Shawshank to me.
It says there's a guy walking in chains.
Still sounds like Shawshank.
Other people watching him walk in chains. And now they're being talked to. Now they're being hosed down. And now they're playing baseball out in a field.
Shawshank Redemption.
Kyle?
Yeah, it's Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, it's Shawshank
Okay.
Redemption.
Yep.
What gave
Okay,
it
let me do
away?
The well, I mean, obviously it was a prison movie. I was thinking maybe The Rock at first, but when you said they were playing baseball,
Oh, for me, it was when he had the gun. He was like loading a gun. I was like, wow, it's got to be Shawshank.
okay. I haven't seen
Okay.
Shawshank in so long. So
My trailer's 2 minutes long.
okay,
We see stars. We're like traveling through stars very quickly,
okay.
like speed of light quickly. I mean, stars are just flying past. I mean, we must be going so phenomenally fast through this star field. Okay. Now we're kind of like over, like, looks like maybe surface of a moon or something. It's very cratery, very okay. Now we are dipping. Oh, we dip down on like looked like a non-cratery moon, then cratery moon, non-cratery moon, cratery moon. It's kind of like bubbly.
They're
The
switching
non-cratery.
moons?
Well, okay. I wouldn't say it's a moon anymore. It's shaped like an egg. The egg is on the moon. We keep panning past this egg. We've seen it's like very high contrast, like light and dark. Oh, the egg is starting to cut open. A guy looks at it with a flashlight. He's walking into a big statue. We see a woman running through a tunnel.
I know what this is.
There's lots of lights flashing. Guys with like big glass balls on their head, walking through the fog. This woman is still running through the tunnel. She does not look happy. This one has a flashlight.
She does not look happy.
No. Yes. Some people wake up. I see a cat. Close up of a cat. A close up of a guy with a hat.
Mhm.
The woman is still running through the tunnel.
Oh,
It's a very long, dangerous tunnel.
I think I have this.
Okay, Kyle, what do you think?
Is this Alien?
Yeah.
Okay.
James, was that your
Is that
guess?
your guess
Oh, yeah,
also?
oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I would say James got it first. I don't think we have to wait till the end of the trailer. I think the first one to get it is good to go.
But that's your only guess though, right? Like you get one guess, and if you're wrong,
Yeah. Once you're confident, you can use up your one guess.
Yep. Okay.
So give yourself a little time to be confident and then guess.
Okay. All right. I got one here.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. This one is 3 minutes long.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Studio logo. And we're looking at the sun rising over a planet. And I'm
Okay.
looking at people in space suits. And it seems to be rather stormy.
In space?
We're cutting around a lot. There's a rocket that's taken off right now. And we're looking at this planet. And
I do have a guess already.
panning
but I'm
towards
gonna hold on to
something.
it.
Okay, now we got a person walking. Okay, we're back in space again. There's the Earth. All right, so we're Earth. Here someone's talking to a video screen. They're still talking to the video screen. They're looking a little weathered talking to the video screen. That's Cape Canaveral. That's a spaceship. There's a person walking through a room with a bunch of plastic sheeting. They're starting a fire. They're
They are?
Hmm?
They?
They as in the person.
Okay.
I'm not using pronouns.
Okay.
Let's see. They look very happy about some text messaging that's happening. That's the star's name.
Some text.
He's talking to the screen again. He's a little concentrating. It looks like a mission control room that we're in. We're looking at some solar panels. There's a spaceship again. There's my favorite name I can't pronounce.
I'll make a guess, but I don't think I'm going to get it.
Go for it.
Zach, you had a guess, right?
It's not the one I was guessing. And
Oh, okay. Well, then we can keep
is
going.
this a very forgettable movie from like 3 years ago, Kyle?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
My guess is Ad Astra, but I don't think that's right.
Ad Astra is incorrect.
Right.
Okay.
Wait. Did you pause it?
I did pause it. Yes.
Can you keep going, please?
I'll keep going. Yep. All right. Spaceship's over Earth. There's a crew that looks like a vehicle that's on a planet. Let's see. The guy looks unhappy about his current condition.
Is this The Martian?
This is The Martian. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So much about that trailer that doesn't sound like the meat of the movie.
I don't know. It's a lot of him talking to the screen.
Saying Chiwetel was in it.
The,
Was very helpful.
I was going back and forth on whether you should actually like say any actors' names.
Yeah.
And probably saying you probably shouldn't because that probably gives it away.
But you said that before James guessed, so I feel good about it.
Okay, good. So he had the same information that you did.
I didn't even hear him say it. I don't know why.
Well, I didn't say Twiddle. I said here's the guys whose names I can't pronounce. So
I
Sure.
like this game. I think it's a fun game.
yeah, I think so. I'd be curious to know. I mean, it definitely feels like a lot of and then this and then this and then this.
Let's do one more and then we're out. Ready?
Can I do one? And I'm going to be incredibly descriptive.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that you can't be descriptive. It's more like the amount of time it takes.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be trailer number 1. Okay.
Okay.
This is going to be more
Green
than one
screen.
trailer.
Following preview has been approved for all audiences.
Wait, are we doing multiple trailers? Or are you just doing a couple?
Logo. I have text scrolling up on the screen. They're proud to present something. It's celebrated. It's great. It won something. I see a feather. This is all just like, we're proud of the movie. It's text. Bullet holes, gun, cash register, talking in a microphone. They're pointing guns at me. She's holding a trophy. He's walking through a hall. All the text is in red on black. I see a car. 2 people are driving. They look famous. She's walking, no shoes. He is pointing his finger gun at its head. She's pressing a button to play. Loyalty. He's talking to a mirror. He's wearing she's talking. Now he's talking with sunglasses. She's pointing at herself with a thumb. There's some dancing. He's talking to the mirror again. Betrayal. He's got a Band-Aid on the back of his neck. And he's talking to him and handing him something. Crime. They open that up, reach inside. What are they grabbing? It looks like a gun. They're talking very close. They're walking through a tunnel. Whoever they're shooting is dead now. You won't know the facts. He is talking to someone until you see the fiction. And then
I got a guess. I have a guess.
Yeah, I have a guess. I was leaning that way. Anyway.
I was leaning this way. Is James, you say it together?
Sure.
Pulp Fiction. 1, 2, 3. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
It was for me. It was the Band-Aid on the back of the neck.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep.
What was it for you,
what sealed the
James?
deal. Yeah.
I mean, that's what headed me that direction until you said fiction.
It's the
And then
fiction.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Walking through a tunnel.
Yeah, I don't remember that
What's
from that movie.
I can't think of a tunnel like a long hallway.
It's John Travolta following some guy that I don't recognize
in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so little that movie takes place outdoors.
You get the sense that this is probably 10 seconds of the movie.
Okay.
All right, let me do one, and I'm going to do it as accurately as I can. And so this is going to be a race.
Okay.
Okay. Satellite dishes.
E.T.
Woman
Contact.
listening to something.
Can we make multiple?
Contact.
Wait, we can make multiple guesses?
I'm sorry. I broke the rule.
Because I was literally going to sit on Contact until he said more things. Because as soon as you said satellite dishes, I was like, well, I think it's Contact. I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
Kyle broke the rule.
We'll give that one to Zach. That one goes to Zach.
Okay.
James, do another one.
I'll do another one.
Okay.
Here we go. Another race. Okay.
Ben-Hur.
Gun pull. Bullet. Woman walking in airport. Woman with a sigh. Woman drinking. Women fighting. Women looking down on people. Woman
Kill
with
Bill?
a sigh. Kill Bill.
Oh,
what?
nice.
Volume 1.
Yes.
A sigh?
It's not a sigh. It's a
samurai sword.
Katana?
samurai sword.
Oh, okay.
Didn't matter though. Zach still got it.
So many women fighting. I was like, well.
All right. This trailer gives you the premise pretty early. So I think this is going to be a race also.
Okay.
This will be our last one. Okay. All right. I've got a boy. He's walking by a Ferris wheel, like maybe on a midway.
It?
Nope.
Oh.
Looks kind of sad. Oh, he's walking up to a machine. He's put a quarter in the machine.
Oh, it's big.
Big. You got it. Yep. Nice. Okay.
It's great. That's super. I kind of like the speed ones.
Yeah, those are.
Let's do one more speed one. I'm actually getting into this now that we've changed the rules.
If you got one more speed one, I mean, I think it's easier maybe on
something.
older trailers. Like the newer ones are cut so quickly, it's really hard to paint a picture.
Sure. Okay. I got one.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, I didn't know that. Text on the screen. People that made it. Car arrives somewhere. A taxi car arrives somewhere. 2 people get out. A couple gets out of the taxi. They're looking at a house. Big white house. Giant house. The front door falls off on the house. Now they're all sweaty. They're in the house and things keep breaking. And now they just filled up a bathtub and it fell through the floor.
I have a
Oh
guess.
man, I haven't seen this movie in 30 years.
And now you want me to guess? Let me pause it. Go ahead.
I have to think of the title.
Is this The Money Pit?
It is.
The
Money
What
Pit.
a random pull.
Definitely is The Money Pit.
The Money Pit. That's a great movie.
I at first thought Beetlejuice.
Nope.
And then I was like, this is The Money Pit? Like, really?
You don't like The Money Pit? Money Pit's awesome.
I saw it. It was on cable all the time. Like, I don't know if I've actually seen it in its entirety. I've just seen bits and pieces of it.
The Money Pit has the best movie laugh in all of movies.
Okay.
You don't remember it?
No, again, I just told you I saw bits and pieces of it on cable back in the day.
Oh, you need to put that at the top of your.
I don't think I need to.
I think you do. I think you need to. It's a necessity.
All right. So you guys like the game?
Yeah, I like that game.
That was fun. That was cool.
Needs a name.
Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know. It's a movie though.
That's a show.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like Trailer Park Boys. I just don't like the concept of trailer parks, to be honest.
Why don't you like trailer parks?
Yeah.
Everyone.
Somewhere to live.
Trailer parks themselves are fine. It's the idea of like calling somebody like a trailer park dweller or something like that. I think it's a negative connotation. Yeah.
No one has ever called anyone a trailer park dweller.
Trailer trash.
He means like trailer trash. I think.
Sure, you get that. Yeah.
Right. I mean, even the Trailer Park Boys, it's a joke on like, inbred people or something like that. I don't know.
They're not inbred. Whoa.
Isn't one of them kind of inbred?
I've never
isn't
seen
that the joke?
No
okay.
I've never seen this show.
I haven't either. So it's three people not knowing what they're talking about for sure. But okay, how about nope, not thinking of it.
We'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll think of something. Thank you for joining us for this episode 624 of the Cinereelists. We appreciate
Say Anything.
Your viewers. That's already a game.
We have a game called Say Anything.
We do?
Yeah. It's been a while.
Oh,
remember we would just come up with a name and then say the same thing at the same time and then keep doing it until you tried to land on the same
I like that game.
Name or you back in the day you did not like that game.
That sounds great.
You said if memory recalls, you said it was annoying to play and annoying to listen to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say as a listener, Say Anything is the worst because it's really like one of you says potato and one of you says like spaceship, and then you say okay, potato and spaceship, and then one of you says like yam and one of you says Columbia, and it's just like what are we? Like it's maybe it's a fun game like just for two people to play in a room together, but listening wise,
right?
Yeah.
And we were trying to get it on a certain amount of hops, and like the best we did was like 5 hops before we could name the same thing.
All right. I have a idea for the name for the game. Number one, there is Trailer Park Boys: the movie, but I think we're not going to call it that. What if we call the game RV, which is about a trailer? You guys got there. You got there.
I'm fine with it. That works for me. We'll never remember that name, but sure.
I'm going to remember RV. Josh, email us in a couple months and be like, hey, remember RV? And then remind us the game. And
Or give us a better title.
I think RV's great. It's about a trailer.
I'm with you, Kyle.
I never seen it, so.
I haven't seen RV.
Oh, I've seen RV. James, you need to see it.
Why?
You don't need to see it. It's dumb.
Okay. It's a Robin Williams movie, right? Like
about like him taking his family on a camping trip, and it's stupid. There's one funny joke about banjos and Deliverance, and that's it. It's like a throwaway Robin Williams joke, but
right.
It's good.
I miss Robin Williams.
I think a lot of us do.
Yeah. All right. We were wrapping this up. Don't forget, there's a video version of this podcast on YouTube. Check it out there. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Cinereelists. Leave us an Apple Podcast review or send us an email, heyguys@cinereelists.com. You could also follow the podcast on social media on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok at Cinereelists, or you could follow me on my personal Twitter or Blue Sky or Letterboxd account at YoJRB.
You can follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Shaubin.
You can find me on Letterboxd at PeterSKB.
We'll be back next week with the Netflix movie Damsel, which comes out next Friday, if you want to do a little pre-watching. And then we are most likely going to run down our top 10 dragon movies. So if you know of an obscure dragon movie that should definitely be on our list, send us an email. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep it cinereal.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.